My name is Jennifer, and I'm a 32-year-old professional. My husband, Donnie, is 30, and we've been married for 2 years. Donnie might sometimes seem a bit unreliable, but he's a kind-hearted person and more than capable of handling his share of the housework. As for me, I'm a driven career woman, deeply satisfied by the work I do and the achievements it brings. I work in the New York metropolitan area, where meritocracy is the norm and hard work is rewarded. However, the environment can be challenging, with potential relocations and no established policies for maternity or parental leave. Many female employees leave their jobs after marriage or having children, and I initially preferred focusing on my career rather than settling down. When Donnie proposed, I turned him down, saying, "I love my job and my current role as a section chief. I want to aim higher and can't imagine settling down or having kids right now." Despite this, Donnie's understanding nature won me over. He promised that we'd share the household responsibilities and that we wouldn't have children. Eventually, I agreed to marry him. We both work full-time, and while we don't always manage the chores perfectly, we support each other and find a balance that works for us. We've faced some criticism from my in-laws, with comments like, "Prioritize your home over your work," or "Aren't you planning to have kids?" But Donnie always stands up for me, so it's manageable. Living with him has been a positive experience, and I've grown to appreciate the joys of married life. Recently, my supervisor, the department manager, called me in with a potential transfer offer to a regional branch office. He said, "What do you think? It's a regional branch, but you'll return to headquarters after 2 years. You'd be promoted to section chief at the new location, and if you excel, a promotion to department head is a strong possibility upon your return. This transfer is crucial for anyone aiming for a higher position in the company. Those who have moved up to department manager or higher have taken on similar transfers. If you decline, you risk staying a section chief indefinitely or even facing demotion or an irrelevant transfer." Before marriage, I would have jumped at this opportunity without a second thought, but now, as a married woman, I felt more cautious. I told my department manager, "Thank you for considering me for this transfer. I would like to think about it positively, but since it involves a move, I need to discuss it with my husband first. Can I get back to you after that?" He replied, "Of course, you can choose to relocate with or without your family. Take your time to discuss it, and let me know your decision soon. I'm hoping for a positive response." When I got home, I discussed the offer with Donnie. I've been offered a transfer to a regional branch. It would mean moving to the countryside for 2 years, but if I perform well, I could return to headquarters and possibly get promoted to department head. I want to take this offer if you're okay with it. We could either move together or I could go alone. What do you think? Donnie was taken aback initially, but after a moment of reflection, he said, "This transfer could be a great opportunity for you, right, Jennifer? I can't move with you because of my job here, but don't let that hold you back. Go for it." Encouraged by Donnie's support, I informed the company of my decision to accept the transfer. I began negotiating the terms and managed to secure coverage for relocation expenses. The company agreed to treat me as on duty during commute days from my remote location and offered a decent benefits package, which convinced me to move. I received the official transfer order and decided to relocate to the countryside. I found a company apartment at a reasonable price and made that my new home. On moving day, the movers had already transported my belongings, and Donnie came to see me off at the station. "Thanks for seeing me off. I'll stay in touch regularly, and we'll visit home as often as we can. I'll be waiting for your updates. Just remember not to overdo it with the remote work." "You too. It's time. Take care, okay? I'm heading out." And so began my life as a remote employee. I planned to return home during long holidays and slower weeks. However, trouble emerged at the branch office almost immediately. I faced resistance from employees who refused to acknowledge my authority, spread baseless rumors about me, ignored my instructions, and even blocked my phone calls. During this time, a significant issue arose with a project that one of my subordinates had been managing, deliberately excluding me from the process. The subordinate was visibly shaken by the situation, and as his supervisor, I had to take responsibility. I spent a lot of time addressing the problem, apologizing, and working not only to recover the lost progress but also to rebuild relationships with my team. My supervisor, recognizing the challenges I was facing, offered some advice. "I've been through a transfer myself, so I understand how tough it can be. It might seem unfair, but you can't insist on being right all the time. It's crucial to communicate effectively, understand others, and build horizontal connections. Taking this advice to heart, I focused on building relationships within the branch. I made an effort to connect with everyone by spending more time with them and even joined the neighborhood association, as I discovered that the company's rental housing was part of that group. As a result, I found myself struggling to find personal time and was unable to return home to see Donnie. I stayed in touch with him, but after several months, it became harder to reach him by phone or text. He would often say, "I'm working late every day because things are tough here." I was exhausted and would fall asleep without questioning his statements. With my focus consumed by work, I continued to immerse myself in my responsibilities. During a long holiday when work was slow, I decided to return home to New York on short notice. However, I couldn't get in touch with Donnie by phone or text, so I made my way back from my remote location without prior notice. When I finally opened the door to my home after a long absence, something felt off. Suddenly, a woman I didn't recognize rushed to the door, exclaiming, "Justin, welcome back. If I'd known you were coming home early, I would have prepared something." Both of us were stunned into silence. The woman was the first to break it. "May I ask who you are? And who might you be?" I replied, bewildered. "This is my home. There must be a mistake." We argued back and forth without reaching a resolution, so we decided to step outside and check the house number. To my shock, the nameplate was the custom one I had ordered. The key fits. The nameplate is correct. "This is my house. I'm going in." "Wait, what are you doing? Stop," the woman protested. Ignoring her objections, I pushed past her and entered the house. Once inside, I was stunned by the changes in the house. The curtains, the furniture, and the entire interior had been replaced. In the living room, I saw a framed photo of my husband and the woman at a theme park. The kitchen was stocked with mugs I didn't recognize, and the bathroom had unfamiliar toothbrushes and personal care products, including women's shampoo and conditioner in the shower. The bed linens were new, and the wardrobe was empty, save for the woman's clothes. It was clear that someone else had taken over. My husband's belongings were stashed away in a room at the back of the house. As I stood there, trying to process the situation, I heard the front door open. "I'm home." "Oh, Lola, did you invite a friend over?" "Justin, thank God you're back. This woman just barged into our house." The man the woman referred to as Justin was unmistakably my husband. He looked shocked to see me. "What are you doing here?" "Johnny, why are you calling yourself Justin? Can you explain what's happening?" I demanded answers from my husband. "What's going on? This is Justin, right?" "Well, you see." Under pressure from both of us, my husband was visibly flustered. "Lola, this man's real name is Donnie. Isn't that what's on your driver's license? And I'm Donnie's wife, Jennifer." "That's a lie. He said he was divorced." "Donnie, you're going to explain everything clearly, right?" "Jennifer, you hadn't been home. I was feeling lonely, so I signed up for a dating app and met Lola." "I see. So Justin is just a fake name you used on the dating app?" "No, it's not like that. I used a different name because I thought it would be an issue if my real name was revealed, but I kept my last name the same." "And why did Lola lie about being divorced?" Her dating app profile said, "I've only attended all-girls schools and never dated a man before. I'm looking for someone serious about marriage." I was touched by her profile, so I lied about being divorced to make her feel comfortable and to pursue marriage. We ended up living together. "Why would you do something like that?" At that moment, my husband began to justify his actions. "It's your fault for always being away for work. A man needs companionship. We've been living separate lives because of your job assignments, overtime, and weekend work. I just wanted a warm home where my wife would be there waiting for me with dinner ready." I was stunned by his confession. I had always believed my husband was supportive of my career, but that doesn't justify what you did. Cheating is unacceptable. If you wanted to be with someone else, you should have divorced me first. Why didn't you do the right thing? I loved you both. I never intended to leave either of you. How did you think this would stay hidden? It's absurd that you believed you could deceive me indefinitely. What? It's your fault for breaking your promise and not coming back. If you had returned, I wouldn't have even considered cheating. Seriously, I've told you how demanding my work has been. I couldn't help it. Our argument escalated into a shouting match while the woman my husband had been seeing stood there, looking pale and bewildered. She realized she had been misled by a married man and felt trapped in his deceitful scheme. So it was all a lie. You've made a fool of me. I'm leaving right now. Lola, wait, it's not what you think. My husband tried to stop Lola as she packed her things, but she brushed off his attempts. Don't touch me, I can't believe anything you say. Cursing my husband, Lola left for her parents' home. I decided to take action by gathering evidence and preparing to confront him. Once back at my work assignment, I hired a private investigator to look into Lola's background. It turned out she was the daughter of an executive at my husband's business partner's company. I had a lawyer send documentation of the affair to both my husband's home and Lola's parents. My husband protested, saying he didn't want a divorce, so I braced myself for a prolonged legal battle. Lola's family reached out to my lawyer, and we arranged a meeting at their office. Lola and her parents arrived and apologized profusely. We are deeply sorry for the trouble our daughter has caused you. Though we were unaware of the affair, we understand how much this has hurt you. Our daughter is very sheltered and naive. We had been trying to arrange a marriage for her with someone we approve of, but she sought a different kind of love. She met your husband without our knowledge and got swept up in the situation. She believed she was with a divorced man from the dating app and moved in with him. We advised her to stop seeing him, but she didn't listen. She ran away to be with him. And now she feels devastated and is undergoing therapy. We would like to offer you a settlement of $50,000 and request that you keep this matter confidential. The other woman and her parents extended a firm handshake as they spoke. I understand your situation. I'll accept your apology on one condition. I'm preparing for a divorce, but my husband is resisting. If you're willing to provide testimony if this goes to trial, I'll agree to the settlement. That's acceptable. We'll cooperate with the testimony. However, we prefer to avoid a permanent court record if possible. Is there any other way we can help ensure he faces consequences? Interestingly, or perhaps unfortunately, his workplace is one of our clients. In an unexpected twist, the woman my husband had cheated with and I decided to team up. We planned to teach him a lesson by leveraging his workplace, which was a client of her family's company. The fallout from this scandal would be directed solely at him. Meanwhile, back home, his parents were trying to contact him as they always did. Jennifer isn't answering our calls and won't return them. Is she so absorbed in her work that she's forgotten about us? When will she be back? We miss our grandchild. Mom, you don't understand. I cheated on Jennifer while she was on her assignment, and now it looks like we're headed for a divorce. His mother responded, the real problem is Jennifer focusing too much on her job. Maybe it's better for you to break up with her and be with the woman you had an affair with. It seemed my in-laws, perceiving the other woman's family as wealthier, chose to side with my husband and his lover. They launched a relentless attack against me. They called me repeatedly, but I blocked their numbers. Undeterred, they started calling me at work, and when I refused to speak with them, they showed up at my workplace, causing a scene. Let go of our son. It's your fault he had an affair. He'd be happier with his lover, so stop interfering. I said, what are you talking about? I want a divorce from Donnie. But he's the one refusing. Besides, the woman he cheated with has no intention of reconciling with him. He deceived the daughter of a business executive, and now they're furious. This is going to be a huge mess. When my in-laws learned that their son had angered a major client, they quickly shifted their stance and tried to win me over. Oh no, we didn't realize it had escalated this much. We must have misunderstood. We're sorry. Our son made a mistake, but he's truly sorry. You'll forgive him, won't you, Jennifer? I must decline. You were just berating me, and now you're asking for forgiveness. Please leave. When they refused to leave, I had them escorted out by security. Their disruption led my company to sue them for business obstruction. After all the chaos, I finally received my compensation from Donnie and finalized my divorce. The other woman's family also sought damages for the violation of her dignity and the cost of her psychiatric treatment. With the damage to his professional reputation and the hefty compensations he had to pay, Donnie found himself buried in debt. He couldn't afford to quit, leaving him trapped. 2 years into my assignment, things finally settled down. I successfully completed the project and prepared to return to the main office. My hard work had paid off, and I was promoted to department manager. If I hadn't taken the assignment, I might still be stuck in a loveless marriage. But given the circumstances, Donnie would have eventually had another affair, and conflicts with his parents would have been inevitable. I've realized that work suits me far better than family life, and I'm incredibly fulfilled and happy now.